Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for all the new viewers. Before we go any further, new viewers, there's a special going on, and it's just for you. You can participate in this by pushing that subscribe button. And everybody is a lucky one today because everyone gets to push the like button. Go ahead. Make my day. Thank you for joining me today. I did want to go live today. However, that hasn't been the case. There was a big storm system rain that went through here last night, and it is now the afternoon, and I still don't have internet to be able to go live or even watch TV to be able to turn on to see what's what, who said what. I've been doing everything by my phone of the different stops by of people's channels that I was able to do today. So I just said, okay, I already recorded the chapter reading of the book, The Children of the Law of One. I recorded chapter 4, so it's going to air tonight at 6 p.m. Today is March the 5th of 2025 already. Yes. What is going on? Last night we had that, I didn't watch it, that address that Diaper Don did to both houses of Congress. And he was quite disturbed by the non-praise he got from the Democrat side. However, for those who were like, why did they even show up in the first place? They needed to be there. And the reason why they needed to be there, because had they had empty seats from the Democrats not showing up, the congressmen, the representatives, the Republicans had planned on, or they would have taken their staffers and placed them in the empty seats of the Democrat Congress that didn't show up if they chose not to do that. And then it would have appeared like the Democratic side was cheering right along with the Republican side in all of the beliefs that Diaper Don is doing right now. You have to stay strong right now. You have to stay strong. It is what it is. It is a tearing down of the government from the inside, and really the best you can do for yourself right now is, number one, make sure that you are protecting yourself, sending white light around yourself, around your home, around your family. Set the manifestation for your protection, for your provision, for your safety, security, for the guidance, for the decisions that you should make, this next step that you should make. Trust in the universe, trust in your guides, trust in your angels, call upon them, and that way, as these changes take place, because these changes, they are here. Be guided that you and yours and your family, your community are on point. You guys are okay. Everybody. I know I'm okay. I know that. I know I feel like everything that's going to happen, I'm not really going to be affected. I don't feel that I will be because that's my intentions first and foremost, to be protected and be prepared, not be in fear. Because if you're sitting and not paying attention, or just think, oh, okay, well, this is just politics, this is the seesaw effect that of what it is, and I'll be okay, come midterm, I'll place my vote. I wouldn't be trusting in that. I wouldn't be trusting in what was. We are heading to new, and old versus new is at battle, and old versus new always wins. Depends on how long the old can hang on, but new always wins. This is not a fear-based what I'm talking about. It is about being prepared. If you are prepared, if you are aware of what's getting ready to, what may or may not happen, and you are prepared, then you're better off for it. Think of it as the rain. simple as the rain. Being prepared is you watch the weather report, you got your news notification or whatever that there's going to be rain. It's not nothing to sit in fear about. It means grab your umbrella. It means grab that extra jacket. It means you were going to wear maybe you were going to wear some open-toe shoes that day, and it means change that decision. It's all about being prepared as to what you know is ahead of you. No different. If there is a storm coming, you prepared. Depending on how strong that storm is projected to be, you may go so far as to batten down your windows around the house. What they call batten down the hatches. You may, board up your windows, depending on what type of storm you may or may not have that has been predicted to come your way. You prepare for it. You stock up on water. You get the necessary. Maybe you need to get sandbags. Maybe those that that a storm is getting ready to come, and you didn't get a chance to trim the trees because you know that they needed some pruning and so forth, and you are able to take care of it right away before the storm comes. Whatever the case may be, it's not fear, it's preparation. It's being prepared. There isn't anything in life that you haven't had challenges to, that it has not always been sunny days and sunshine and rainbows and lollipops and unicorns throughout your life. There has been challenges. There has been obstacles. And sometimes you get a fair warning. And now is your fair warning. Prepare yourself. Prepare your home. Prepare if you're going to do a garden, do you need to start looking at videos right now about starting gardens, indoor gardens, balcony gardens? Do you need to get seeds? Do you need to get seedlings? Do you need to get that a new bag of soil, fertilizer, whatever the case may be? Springtime is on just around the corner of planting time. We are stepping into spring. So within springtime comes new growth, renewal. And that includes on a spiritual level. We are not only coming into springtime from the seasons, from winter to spring, but we are also in a springtime alignment astrologically. When with Vedic astrology come March 29th, and we have all of those planets lined up, 7 planets, including Chiron. Chiron is the planet, the wounded healer. So that's sickness and disease, as well as discoveries and newness within the health industry. So lots of new growth, lots of changes. This is just the time. Establish your local community around you. Maybe you're going to do a shared garden. Maybe just knowing your neighbors, reassuring your neighbors that, hey, I'm here in case of support, that you exchange. Maybe you guys have been babysitting each other's children or something of that. Maybe you have an elder that's a neighbor that's an elder. Check on them. Make sure they're okay. Do they have what they need? What can you do? Bottom line, it's all about support for one another, because that's the age that we are stepping into, the age of Aquarius. It's a humanitarian age. And remember, we are at ground level. We are at the beginning. You and I are now forefathers of a new age. We are forefathers, foremothers. I'm a foremother of the age of Aquarius. We are stepping into that new, and old energy is going to fight. The age of Pisces is the current age that we have been in for the past 2,000 plus years. And you see Pisces, that is the two fish symbols, same symbol as Christianity. It is the age of religion. This age, it is come to the end of its term. Yeah, isn't that something? Just like Mr. Diaper Don came to the end of his term the last time and he refused to leave. He wanted to fight and hold on to where he decided he was going to show his face one more time. Well, isn't that what's happening with the age of Pisces and religion? It is fighting to hold on. That does not mean that there is no God. That does not mean that we don't have a universal spiritual about spiritualness about us, because we do. But dogma and religion and dictatorship from priest and fear control, all of that is falling away. So you're going to see it fighting harder to stay alive. That's just the natural process of what things do when they're trying to stay alive. But remember, everything has an end and everything has a beginning. And that is where we are at today, people. So it is an exciting time as well. Yes, there are some challenges ahead. I do believe that I have a saying, buckle up, buttercup, we going for a ride. Yes, it will be a ride. It will be a roller coaster. We can see that with this current administration. We are only, if we are only 6 weeks in? Goodness. And what has it been? Has it not been a roller coaster? Has it not been a sandstorm blowing all of that in your face? Has it not been a snowstorm, a rainstorm? It has just been coming down heavy and all at once. Everything, everywhere, all at once. We are watching our own government be torn down from the inside. And he's doing it from the inside quietly, yet loud enough to where you know something has happened. We are watching it being done in steps. They started off with these massive amounts of executive order, when it used to be a complaint about how a president using executive orders, too many of them, it was always a criticism. But now it seems to be the local trend, the latest thing to do. Writing up these executive orders, trying to do what he can, Mr. Diaper Don, to stay out of jail. Yeah, he is up there with his Mr. Sugar Daddy, his Sugar Daddy Vladdy. He got a sugar daddy. Mr. VD, he got a sugar daddy. Yeah, Mr. Feel, Mr. Peter Feel. Yeah. That's Mr. VD's sugar daddy, and Diaper Don's sugar daddy is Vladdy Daddy. Yeah, this is for entertainment purposes only, right? So you fill in the blanks and you figure it out. You do that Morse code. Use your own intellect. Why do you think they were going so hard in the past 2 years talking about how they didn't want any critical thinking in school, how that people just went along with the rhetoric, no critical thinking? Oh, we don't want that. Why is that? Because they don't want you to be using your brain and thinking critically against what is happening. Could that be a possibility? As we dismantle, they dismantle the Department of Education. Why is that? They don't want anybody smarter than them. They don't want anybody figuring things out. They want people to be uneducated, not thinking for themselves, no critical thinking allowed. Just listen and follow. They are literally even trying to say that, or try to act that way in these town halls that they've been having. And instead of allowing people to ask questions, what a town hall is supposed to be for, it is for the voice of the people to speak with their voted in representative as to what is going on, what's happening. These are our concerns. But no, they don't want to listen. They want you to sit there and be quiet as they say what they say, as they dictate to you. But being as these town halls are not going as they choose, as they want them to go, now they are trying to say that all of these people that are showing up at these town halls, that they are paid. They are paid protesters, and how they're coming in early and filling up the seats. That, what's his name? Preacher Mike, the Speaker of the House, shame on him. Isn't he supposed to be this religious man? And he gonna stand up there and tell these bold-faced lies to the American people. I saw him this morning on Good Morning America, trying to say that that's what's happening in these town halls. So he's encouraging the representatives to have town halls in a different form without the people there. Tell them what you want them to know. I say, wake up, people. But at the same time, reasons why I say buckle up, Buttercup, we going for a ride, is because people need to see for themselves. People need to see for themselves. How else are you supposed to come to an awakening state? How else are you supposed to come to an enlightened state if you don't search within your heart and do what is right? You got people up there representing what has always been the known main religion here in this country, which is Christianity, and these Christians, so-called Christians, who are supposed to be following the main rule of love and truth and kindness and compassion. These are the words that Jesus wanted you to have towards another, but instead it's being used in the face of control and power and fear. They want to keep you down. Why? Just so that they can have another dollar in their pocket? Come on, people. Money comes and money goes. This is the way that it is now. It is just the way that it is right now. People have to see. There are people that voted, and they're, and I've even heard this from somebody with my own ears in person. Oh, I just want the bad ones gone. Really? All this rhetoric. If you come across somebody and they are of the not what you feel they are in the right alignment as far as political, we have both sides, but anyway, if you find that everything that they are saying is talking points that you're hearing the Republican Party and their talking points are all the same, then know that they're just following along on the rhetoric and they're not paying attention for themselves. Excuse me, I am on a roll. This is spirit. When it's me, when I'm in me, I stumble over my words, and I have not paused, except for now. Hold on. My lovely, lovely, loving water. I love my water so much. Did you know, this is my theory, with our bodies being mostly water, for people whom make comments of how they don't like water, or they hate drinking water, or they don't drink it because they don't like the taste, and anything blah, 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 but they don't like. Do you know, in one sense or another, that's what they're saying about themselves, because you are mostly water. Love your water. Send love to your water. Have you seen them scientific experiments to where they'll take 2 containers and do love on one and hate on another, and watch the difference of that, whether it's water, whether it's rice, whether it's a plant, whatever it is, that which is receiving love flourishes and grows, and that which is getting hate directed to it, it perishes, it molds, the growth is stunted, blah, blah, blah. Love yourself. Love everything about who you are, because you are a powerful, powerful God being. You're a goddess. I'm a goddess. You're a god, godling, walking this earth, creating, manifesting, and being what it is that you desire your life to be, your soul experience to be had. That's what this is right now. Your soul experience to be had. I am loving myself. I love myself. I love my life. I love you. I love the earth. I love the experiences that I have had. Every single life experience that I have had, for it has made me who I am today. And hey, I wouldn't trade me for anything. And I'm sure some of you out there would say the same thing about yourself. Love yourself. Love every bit of who you are. Who you are today, Work on being that kind person. Work on shedding the self. Work on being full of love, unselfish love, unconditional love. Love no matter what. It's a higher being, a higher vibration. It's a better way of feeling, right? Woo, I'm loving this energy. It has me going. So what I was saying about people needing to see for themselves. Of course, yeah, there's that FAFO. Look around and find out. Well, you have a lot of people now that are saying, oh, I regret my vote. Oh, I wish I'd never voted for him, and so on and so forth. But I'd like to back that up, because start with the reason why you voted for him in the first place. If you wanted people out of your country, if you wanted something to happen to another person and you felt, oh, we need a strong man to do it. Oh, that only this type of person can do that. If you voted like that, and now you're talking about you regret your vote? Okay, but what about your heart? Because that's really where the important question is at. Why did you do it in the first place? Where was your heart in the first place? How is it you can stand behind somebody that speaks about, oh, immigrants and immigration and all this other kind of stuff, yet has somebody from South Africa right there next to him in the White House? Somebody who is not from this country. How is it that this same man, the leader of this country, you know, Diaper Dawn, how is it that he can be selling products out of the White House? You ain't supposed to be selling nothing. How can you sit up there and sell immigration? A gold card, if you pay $5 million, you can come into this country. Oh, and they're going to pay their taxes? Really? Let's back that up too. In this bill that they are passing right now, the budget, does not that rich 1% are the ones that are getting the tax cuts? They're not paying the taxes. What's going to happen is, as they continue to get rid of this immigration working force that do pay their taxes, we're going to see a twofold, maybe even threefold effect from all of these immigrants being deported back to another country, being held against their will in other countries, some of them jailed, just for the simple fact they give the title of they are a criminal or whatever the case may be. We don't know that for a fact. But when these people are gone and our food workforce has been severely cut, okay, we're going to see high prices, we're going to see shortages, we're going to see taxes not being paid, because these people did pay their taxes, so there's going to be less income coming into the government. But that part I'm not too upset about, because even with all these cuts that are going on up at the White House that Musty Man is doing, like, where is all that money going? Where is it going? Because first and foremost, these were people's jobs, but that's, and the way that they're structuring all of that is being done, it's systematically being done, it's being methodically being done, and they are putting it to you in a form of, don't you want less government? Don't you want to slim that down? Don't you want to save money? We need to ask, with all that money that they're now not paying people and eliminating these departments, where is that money going? Because they're already of entities that has Congress's approval, and they are the ones that hold the purse strings. They are the ones that say where money is to go that comes into the government. They agree upon this, and now he's pausing and taking away where this money has already been projected to go. Remember now, that's what he got impeached on the first time, the first of his two impeachments when he was in office the last time. Crazy that this man is in here again, but this is the lessons that people said they needed to have in this particular way. Whether it was because they haven't experienced this type of dictatorship and ruling in any of their past lives, then therefore it is being experienced now. or even with natural disasters, once they come along in the degree that they are going to continue to come along through earthquakes, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, tsunamis. Remember before I said I saw a tsunami upon the United States, but I couldn't tell if it was East Coast, West Coast, or both. I said that in a video that I made some time ago. Because we have these disasters coming. We have power outages. And these power outages can come, these outages period, can come in many different forms. It can come in the form of electricity. It can come in the form of internet. It can come in the form of cell service. Many different forms. Outages are outages. I'm experiencing that today with outages, the internet, from a storm last night, which I mentioned. And so waking up this morning, I haven't had the internet since. So I have my phone, my scheduled, things that I had scheduled that I was going to work on within my channel today. I just had to shift gears and keep it going. So I did what I could just by recording videos and then uploading it. I wasn't able to go live like I wanted to. I did join other people's lives like I like to do. I like to, support other people, share, just go in and say hello of the ones that I do, readers that I like. I don't always, I may not always chat, but I do like to listen to what other people have to say because, hey, spirituality is spirituality. Take what resonates, let the rest go. Support the community of the spiritualists, the spirituality, because as religion is dying off in its fighting to stay alive, believe me, trust, they're going to start coming after people that are spiritual and people that are what they would call witches. Remember, we are in, the United States is in its Pluto return. What was happening 250 years ago with this country when it was established? Now we're in our Pluto return, and it's a time to revisit what worked, what didn't work. What did we do? What do we need to change? What do we need to keep? What was happening back then? One of the things that they were doing was witch hunting. They were suppressing people's spirituality and gifts because it did not fall under the guise of religion and dogma in the control form that they wanted. It is literally, the religion suppresses the naturalness that is within you. It takes away the information to say to you, you are a God. You are God created, walking in a physical body on this earth, having a spiritual experience for your soul evolvement and the evolving of us all. Light workers, healers, stand your ground. Ground yourself. Connect. Send that loving, healing energy. Hold the light. Stand firm. Don't waver. Be the light in the dark. That's what these times need. Be the light in the dark. You bring a candle into the dark room, what happens? Darkness scatters. It illuminates. Stand in truth. Stand in the trueness of who you truly are. And be that God being. Be that light worker. Be that healer. Be that love giver. Be the kind, compassionate, caring person that you know deep down within your heart that you desire to be. Send that love to every soul upon this earth. Send the love to every viewer that is viewing the channels right now. We are all connected. We are all as one. We come from the same source. We are of same source. We as physical beings, we too have the 4 elements that are within us. The 4 elements that are upon this earth. Remember now, we're connected. We all come from the same. And here's an example. Not only do we have the DNA, our DNA of a 100% DNA strand, the closest that comes to our DNA is an ape. They have 98% of our DNA. They don't have the speech. They don't have those DNA that makes them fully like we are. Not that we're saying that not that I'm saying we're cousins or we come from. No. I'm speaking just on a DNA level. DNA is in everything. It may not be 100%, but it has a certain percentage. Food has a certain percentage of DNA that is a percentage of your 100% DNA strand. Food has DNA percentage of it. Trees have it. They got the rocks that they brought back from the moon. That has certain of the DNA strands, DNA that we have in our strands. And so there's an example right there on how we're all connected with the elements, how there's air, fire, water, and earth. Okay? I just described you. I just described me. So what are those elements? Okay, the earth. That's our physical body. Physical body. What happens to our body when we die and it gets buried? It returns back to dirt. There's the earth part. Water is our emotions in our body. Our body is mostly water. It's water with the percentage of salt content, the same water and salt content as the ocean. Within our body and our blood matches with the oceans. Right. Then you have air, your thoughts, your intuition. That's the air element of you, your mind. That's the air element. And fire, right in the center. Have you ever gotten mad? And then if you feel heat, that fire that is within you, yeah. And that's the God spark. That's that light. That's the creation, the true light that you truly are. Yeah. Did I name all of the air, earth, water, and fire? That is you. That is me. That is the earth. We are all as one. Why do you think it hurts so much? And it's so disturbing to have such division, because it's us being divided. It's us against each other. We are the ones that bring this together. We are the ones. You light workers, hold that light, send that love, send that energy. Hold it. Yes, we are as one. We are the ones that will bring us together. Establish your communities. Establish your network. I don't want to scare anybody as to the things that I see, that of how we are to be further down the line. I've spoken before of how I can see up to 2050, but the 2030s are dark. I don't see anything. It's just a dark time. Could it be the transformation that we go through as humans walking this earth, and how we change and how we want our world to be? Because there are more of us walking around in this country than there are people that are the governing people, the diaper dons, the Mr. VD, the musty man, all the sugar daddies. We are, as a collective, outnumber them in the things that they are doing. So what do we do about that on a physical level? Well, we boycott. Those that are going to be the ones that are out in the street. As a black person, I can say there's not going to be many black people out there. You've heard it. We've all heard it. And I have said it before. The moment black people are out there with their signs and protesting and walking the streets, them protests will then be called riots. They will then change the rhetoric. They're waiting for that to happen. And that's why, one of the reasons you're not going to see black people out there. The other reason is for all of those that voted for this, those that chose and got, even though I don't believe it was done in all honesty, the voting, the numbers and everything, I really feel there was manipulation But those that did get out there and vote, I feel it happened that way because this is the only way that you can be able to stop and look back and check yourself. And it's like, oh, what's my heart like? What was I thinking? What was I following? What was I doing? What should I do from this point forward? Those of you who are Christians, those of you who feel like when you pass that there's going to be a judgment towards you as far as the things that you have done. I believe it's going to be a life review for ourselves. We judge ourselves, and that's why we can self-correct right here on earth. That's how we can become enlightened, because we can do the things that is necessary to become an enlightened being. Those that are still having to come life after life, keep having the past life, keep coming back, get it right. This is that time of check your heart. Where does your heart stand? You can say, I regret my vote as much as you want. I say, check your heart. Why did you do it in the first place? What are you following? Why are you doing it? Why are these so-called Christians being involved in groups like Christian nationalist and going against what the Bible even says, going against a person's free will? That's in the beginning of the Bible. We were created with free will. Why would we be created with free will and then later be punished for it? It makes zero sense. Not only is it say in the Bible about being created with free will, it literally says choose. Choose. It tells you to choose. Have your life experiences. It is what is there to enable you to have that spiritual growth, that soul growth, the evolving of you, the evolving of us all. Where's your heart? Where do you stand? What is your thinking? What are you going to do? How are you going to change things? How are you going to handle this situation up at the White House? What are you going to do? What is your part going to be? I firmly believe that from the last election when Diaper Don didn't win and he was like, they cheated. I think they tried to do it then and it did not work. And that's why he stood on it so strong, not because he was embarrassed because he lost, but because they tried to do something and it didn't work. Well, they continued to do it. They added rhetoric throughout that whole 4 years. Rhetoric after rhetoric after rhetoric, brainwashing to a certain degree, repeating something enough so that, you repeat it enough, you're going to believe it. There's that, logic and theory with. And then when this voting came along, I truly, truly believe, I don't care, call me what you want, I truly believe Harris won, okay? But it couldn't be that way because the people were not ready for it. Thus, the way that they voted with their hearts. They voted with their hearts. Who's voting to take away education from a child? Who's voting to take away medical from a child, from an elderly person, from a physically disabled person? Who's voting to take away the medical care of being able to have an elderly person in a nursing home? Who's voting to take away Social Security? Who's voting to take away information about our health system in an advanced? We are advanced. Why all of a sudden, in our medical sciences, you've been going to the doctor for years. You were born, most of y'all was even born in a hospital. And now all of a sudden, they don't know what they're talking about, but yet they're the medical professions. They're the ones that have gone through years of schooling for it. They are the ones that have passed that exam to be able to get their license, whether it's a nursing license or a physician's license. And now all of a sudden they don't know what they're talking about. All of these lies are going to catch up with people. We've had viruses and pandemics for years throughout history. And now all of a sudden it's man-made? Okay. Like I said, I think she couldn't come into office and us go in that benevolent way, keep going in that benevolent direction, because there was cleanup that still needed to be done. And it's coming in the form of check your hearts. Check it. Ooh, excuse me. All this talking, taking in the air makes me burp all the time. At least y'all know I got manners, because I always say excuse me. Have some more of my loving water. Yes, yes, yes. Just coming on here. This ain't really an event. It's just a chat. It's just this is where we are at. Stock up on your food. Stock up on your supplies around the house. Stock up on the things that you use. I mean, I'd go so far, if I had young children, I'd be buying like the next size up. Simply because prices, number one, are going up. And there's going to be a lack of availability in the coming, I don't know how soon. I want to say months. First, I started to say years, but now months coming to mind. Because of the breakdown of everything that's going to occur. And he's getting rid of people. And how then is this country supposed to be the same if you've gotten rid of the foundation, so to speak? If you've gotten rid of the workers that most Americans don't want to do because they feel it's beneath them. Maybe this is part of the check your heart and cleanup. Do people need to see about how they think themselves above another? Whether it's because of the color of their skin or because of the income in their pocket, the class, the way that they live. Lots to think about, right? Lots to think about. But right now, they are tearing this government down right before your eyes, and they're doing it from the inside. They're taking away first they're taking away the American people from the government jobs. They're dismantling the departments. They're firing the people. They're taking this money and awarding it to corporations, Musty's corporations, SpaceX, Tesla, Starlink, Palantir, AI, OpenAI, all of these contracts, these defense contracts, surveillance contracts that they're awarding to these big corporations. Think about it. Put those puzzle pieces together. Getting rid of the CDC, WHO. Next thing you know, we're going to be out of NATO and the UN. And then, all right, where's our allies? Russia? It's already seemed like that's whom Diaper Don is trying to align ourselves with his Vladdy Daddy, him and Mr. VD. I'm not hopeful simply because you get rid of Diaper Don, you still got Mr. VD. And all of the people that are already placed within this administration who are already up his ass, ready to do what it is that destructive assignment is to do. I said it umpteen times, Handmaid's Tale. You had all those commanders, all the leaders on, and everybody else was beneath them. Running things. Yep. This is going to come in a breakdown. And it's going to be more than just the government, because nature is going to have its hand in it as well. I spoke about power outages. I've spoke about earthquakes. You wait till the big one happens. Because I see the mountains at this lower part of California, I see a shift. I see a breaking apart of. I see earthquakes around New Mexico and Arizona, along that lower part. Yeah, not just the Southern California area. I see earthquakes in areas that people didn't normally feel. Like, this is just going to be craziness. This weather here in the month of March here, it's like a roller coaster within itself. Looking at the projected for the month, a roller coaster within itself. You have to be ready. You have to be prepared. Do not let them catch you off guard. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Get what you need. I have a generator, a solar one. It's small, but it's enough to take a temporary, give a temporary hand for when a time is needed. You can take it camping with you and you have your power source right there. It charges from electricity, the cigarette lighter, as well as the solar panels. Think about that kind of stuff. Think about your water. Get filters. Get yourself a small portable water filtering system. Get your candles. Get your extra blankets. Get your electric blankets. Get the things that you're going to need around the house. Canned goods, dry goods. Yes, you need to eat. You need water to drink. Yes, all of that is necessary. The Hopi Indians, they say prepare on the number 4, whether it be 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months, or 4 years. Prepare. If they can speak about this time, about the man in the red hat who's the disruptor, and he's the one that will bring the breakdown to the world of this next shift, and if that was spoken how long ago? I say get your little prepare list going on. Don't get caught off guard. Now is the time. If you didn't get your preparation when we had the lockdown back in 2020, 21, before everybody started forcing themselves out there like they, no, you're not going to keep me inside. Okay, and to each their own. I don't mind a little isolation. Isolation, okay, it's an opportunity to go within. It's an opportunity to seek God that is within you. Listen and be guided. That's the opportunity. Make sure you even have extra food for your pets. Be prepared for the worst. There's a hurricane coming. You prepare. Whether you leave and go to a safe place, or you prepare and hunker down, or whatever the case may be, you still prepare for the worst. This is no different. This is no different. Didn't mean for this to be all doom and gloom, but the way that I'm flowing, I'd like to say this is what Spirit had to say today. I ain't pulled not one card. I haven't paused to say, what else can I talk about? None of that. This is where we are at. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If you have an elderly a person in the family and, prepare for the chances that their Medicaid's going to get cut and you may have to bring them back home and provide for them yourself. Because the insurance isn't going to do it. He doesn't want any handout. They want all the handouts to go to them. They want to say that, talk about the American people and their money and having a socialist system, a welfare system, but it isn't applied to them when it's all that money is then going to them and they didn't work for it. They didn't earn it. It's not theirs. It's the American people's. It's the American people's money. Think about that one. Like I said before, I saw somebody that said that with these airplanes happening the way that they're doing, it's because they don't want you to leave the country. Like I said, when I first mentioned it, I was like, yeah, that's a little bit on the conspiracy theorist side. But now, did you hear about the other day when, because there was glitches, that the air traffic controller system was showing multiple planes as these planes were coming into land? And then they had to say, like they played one of the recordings, like the person in the air traffic controller said, yeah, it's been doing that all morning. Just look around and tell me if you see any planes. What? You need to put this thing down on the ground right now and let me off. No. Anyway, yeah. And I can say this, don't be acting shocked, stupid, and surprised when things go sideways. This is your opportunity to prepare. Tighten up that belt. Tighten it up. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. because we saw these prices go up after 2020. Everywhere prices went up. Did anybody see any of them prices go down? Nope. Everybody got used to it. Now they're getting ready to do the same thing all over again. They're going to raise the prices even more. Get used to it. Get used to it. That's what they want you to do. That's what they want you to do. Because if somebody can tell me how they're going to take down this leadership, because as of right now, when I'm listening to everybody talk, seeing the videos and these town halls and so forth, the news, everybody's talking about Elon, Mr. Musty Man. They ain't talking about Diaper Don and bringing him down. They ain't talking about Mr. VD and bringing him down. Where are your priorities? So, I think I've said enough for the day. Well, at least for this video anyway. It feels really good to still get out here. Help me get to my subscribe. Help me reach 500. That's my new goal. That's my goal. And then after that, it's going to be 1,000. Help me reach 500. Can you do that? Can you push that subscribe button? Can you hit that like button, please? I appreciate it. I thank you. And I truly, truly love you for it. Yes, I'm going to be coming on here more often. I'd rather speak to you than being out there unless I choose to be in that workforce. Unless I choose to be, I'd rather be sitting here talking to you. Yeah. Interacting with you and pulling those cards and answering your questions. So, and I would have been live doing this, but like I said, with the internet, it's been down all morning, so it is what it is, right? I'm rolling with the flow, shifting and adjusting, not letting anything get me down. I'm a survivor, and so are you. Yes, 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 yes. So I'm going to say bye for now. And remember, I am love, I am light, I am all that I am, and so are you.